Before we begin this part, I want to say something plainly, and I want you to hear it in the gentlest voice I have. Everything in the next 26 chapters is about scams that don't feel like scams. They feel like friendship. They feel like love. They feel like someone finally paying attention. And if you have ever been caught by one or are in one right now and half suspecting it, you are not foolish. And you are not weak. You were targeted by professionals who study loneliness the way an engineer studies bridges. That is the whole subject of this part. And there will be no shaming in it. Not one line. Now, let's start with a text message. Here's the truth. A stranger texting you by accident, a wrong number, a misdirected message, is one of the most common openings for a long-term romance and investment scam. If a wrong number turns into a friendly conversation, that wasn't an accident. It was the first move. It goes like this. Your phone buzzes with a message that clearly isn't for you. "Hi David, are we still on for lunch Thursday?" Or "Dr. Chen's office confirming your appointment." Something ordinary, harmless, obviously misdelivered. So you do the polite thing, the decent thing, and you text back, "Sorry, I think you have the wrong number." And they reply, warmly, apologetically, maybe with a little joke about technology, and somehow the conversation just continues. They're easy to talk to, they ask about your day and actually seem to listen. Over weeks, a friendship forms, and sometimes it becomes more than that. That entire sequence was the plan. The FBI now lists misdirected wrong number texts alongside dating apps and social media as a primary way these scams begin. Now, why is this opening so effective? Because it doesn't look like an approach. Every other scam in this book announces itself with a demand. This one asks for nothing at all. That's what disarms you. There's no pitch to refuse. It rewards your good manners. Replying to correct a stranger's mistake is a kind act. The scam is built to convert courtesy into contact. It's sent by the thousands. These aren't personal. Criminal operations text enormous numbers of people. The few who reply politely become the target list. You weren't singled out. You answered. And there's no urgency, so no alarm bell. The scams in part one rushed you. This one has infinite patience, weeks, often months, and patience doesn't trigger suspicion. Where it leads varies. Sometimes romance. Very often, a successful investment they'll eventually offer to teach you about, which is pig butchering, the single largest money loser in the country. So here's what to do. Don't reply to wrong number texts at all. Delete them. No correction, no politeness. A genuine misdial will figure it out. A scammer needs your reply. If a wrong number turns chatty, stop responding. The instant a mistake becomes a conversation, you're being worked. Never let a text message stranger become a financial advisor. If talk ever turns to investments, crypto, or money, that's the destination the whole friendship was built to reach. Do a reverse image search on any photo they send. The FBI specifically recommends this. Scammers reuse stolen photos, and finding the same face elsewhere online exposes the fraud. And tell someone you trust early, long before money is mentioned. Secrecy is what makes these work. Here's what I do. I treat every wrong number text as an opening move rather than an accident. And I'd simply not answer. Not rudely. Just not at all. Because I know the reply itself is what they're fishing for. Staying silent costs me nothing and ends the entire thing before it starts. And if I'd already replied and found myself in a pleasant, growing conversation with a stranger who arrived by mistake, I'd take that pleasantness as the warning rather than the reassurance. The friendliness isn't evidence they're real. It's evidence of how much work they're putting in. So I'd stop, and I'd mention it to my family, not because I'd done anything wrong, but because saying it out loud to someone who loves me is the fastest way to see clearly. So let's practice. Your phone buzzes. Hi, Karen, confirming our tea time Saturday at 9. You don't know a Karen and you don't golf. The polite instinct says, let them know. Instead, you delete it. That's the whole defense. 30 seconds. No reply. No opening. If you'd answered, you might have found yourself, 6 weeks from now, in a warm daily conversation with someone who eventually mentions how well their crypto investments are doing. You never got there, because you never sent the first text back.